Hi friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I have a really great what sold this week video for you, primarily because I had a fantastic whatnot show today, but I did okay with my other selling platforms this week. They've been picking up a little bit, so thank goodness for that. I'm going to show you all the stuff I sold on whatnot though. It was such a good show. Today is March 20th, so I had my spring themed show. I've been saving some pieces up for this show, and I thought I was going to be really prepared in advance for this. I was so proud of myself. And I, as usual, like over planned for it. So I pulled a bunch of stuff out, but then I also decided to just revamp the way I do everything. And as a result, was up until 2 in the morning, even though I was quote unquote prepared, but it was still such a good show and I was very happy with it. And it was a lot of fun. People were super chatty. There was like some nice bidding action. A couple of pieces got bid up that I didn't necessarily expect to get bid up. So that was fun. It was a really good show. Really good show. And if you're watching and you were there, thank you so much, as always, for participating. I am going to get into showing you what we sold during my whatnot show. And then, of course, the second half of this video will be the other sales that I made throughout the week. So first up, oh, also, yeah, so whatnot now is giving me my estimated earnings again. For a long time, it had stopped doing that. So I sold a total of 31 pieces today. 31. Amazing. 31 pieces for $508 before fees. And Whatnot is estimating that I will get about $438 after fees. I was estimating about 431, and I'm always a little bit under what my actual fees are. So I'm assuming that their estimate is probably going to be pretty spot on. When they were giving me estimates in the past, they were usually pretty exact as well. And I did not spend any money on shipping today. Yay! So, although it would have been worth it if I had, but I didn't have to, so that was nice. So, first up is a new to me buyer who purchased 3 items. They're all really cute. These are pieces that like I was surprised hadn't sold in previous shows. And apparently they were waiting for this particular buyer. So thank you so much. First up is going to be this 2-piece set. So this is like an 80s tropical print. I love the colors. The print on this is so much fun. This seems to be a handmade set. There's no tags. And when you just look at the, oh, I'm dropping my little number thing. When you see the construction on the inside, it seems pretty handmade as well. It's so much fun. So this sold for, let's see, $19. I started the bidding at 15, so that means that more than one person bid on it, which is always fun. You know, that's kind of always a surprise to me. There's definitely some times where like I kind of expect it to happen, but even today I had a piece in here that I sort of, I don't want to say I expected it to kind of blow up, but I hoped it would. And it did get bid up pretty decently compared to where I started it, but not as much as I kind of thought it might. But we'll talk about that when we get there. And I think that it did pretty well, all things considering. So, all things considered. Anyway, all right. Number one, my folding, not amazing again, but we'll get there. All right, the second item that she purchased was this shirt. This is so cute. I've had this in so many shows. I liked it when I bought it. And then once I modeled it and saw the photos, I really liked it. I just love the way that these dots form these diagonal sort of blocks of color. It was really fun. It's such a great like 80s, 90s graphic. Terry Ellis America. I know that I showed you this in the haul whenever that was, but maybe you've never seen that haul video. Maybe you forgot already, like I probably would have if I were you. This sold, I had it listed starting at 15. I think that's what it sold for. Yes, that sold for 15. It's going to take me a second because I'm going to have to button a few buttons and make it presentable. So I was very surprised that I had energy for this show today. So here's what I did with it since I have to button this. I was pulling pieces for this show for a while. And, normally I like to have 30 brand new pieces. And then I have 70 additional pieces that have usually been in other whatnot shows before. And my plan for this was to have whatever new pieces that I had, but also go back through older whatnot backstock and pull out stuff that was springy. Well, as I was doing that, because I've also got like a lot of clutter and everything. There's stuff in the way. It's a big mess. It's like, let me put these sweaters away. I probably won't keep running sweaters in these shows. So now I'll start kind of holding sweaters aside for like a fall show. So here I am at like 10 o'clock at night, digging through old inventory, but also fucking reorganizing it when I still have to get all of my items listed in my show that was happening today. And it was insane. And as I'm doing it, it's like I am outside of my own body watching myself do this, saying, Laura, what are you doing? You know, you have to get your show loaded. You're going to have to, I don't know, go to sleep sometime would be really amazing. No, reorganizing inventory. So the good news is that I got some organizing done. The bad news is I didn't go to sleep until 2 in the morning. Somehow I had energy this morning for this show. It was so much fun, and I was very happy about it. Next up, third item that this buyer purchased was this Contempo Casuals jacket. Again, I was really surprised that this hadn't sold in an earlier show. It's so cool. I love this ruffle. People like Contempo Casuals, of course. There's the whole nostalgia factor, but it's also just such great pieces. And I was really surprised that it hadn't sold earlier, but it hadn't. But now it's going to its new home. I listed it at 15 and that's what it sold for, which is fantastic. So it's really fun. I love this. It's kind of jackety. I mean, I would just wear it as a blouse personally. But it's got like a blazer look to it, you know? And I love the, what is that? I love the ruffles. So good. Okay, fold that, get that out of the way. Now I'm going to need to use my mid-size bag. Ooh, but I know I keep talking about how I need to order poly mailers like every single time I do one of these shows and videos, whatever I'm doing right now. And I do. I need to order more of these clear poly mailers because once again, I'm going to use this size. This is way too big for what I'm putting into it. And I don't have a mid-size one. But I also needed to find a new source for ordering shipping labels. I have like thermal adhesive labels and packing tape, right? Because I've gotten those things off of Amazon in the past and I'm not doing Amazon anymore. So I needed to find a new source. And a friend of mine said that she had gotten her packing tape on You Pack and Ship in the past. And I was like, no way. So I went and looked and they do have packing tape and they have shipping labels. So I'll be able to place an order through them for everything. And they're a small business, which is very exciting to me. And they're a really good company. They always have great customer service. I love all their little poly mailers. That's like the colorful, fun poly mailers. That's kind of what they're known for. But they have a lot of other packing supplies. So it's really great. All right, let's see. Next up, I have another new to me buyer who purchased one item. And it was this adorable romper. This sold for $15, which is what the starting bid was. So that was fun. Very nice. Happy about that. So yeah, I got to place my little order with You Pack and Ship. And I'm very happy about that because so I canceled my Amazon subscription in like September. And I can't remember what, I mean, I think at the time I just was like, sick of these stupid billionaires and, you know, like how much they were dominating everything. I really don't like how Amazon was like starting to do like a prescription service and everything. Like on the one hand, there's so much convenience in it, but on the other hand, they're just it's gotten to the point where we don't really have a lot of options. You know, if you don't go through Amazon, you end up having to go through like Target or Walmart. So, you know, this was a while back. This was like way before any of these financial boycotts were going on that I decided to cancel my Amazon. And I thought like, okay, I'm going to cancel Prime, like, but I'll still probably order from Amazon every once in a blue moon. But then I did order through Amazon and they took forever to ship the thing out. They took like a week before they even shipped it, you know, and I mean, it was multiple items in the thing. So it was just very disappointing and it made me more mad. So now I've really been trying to find alternatives. And a couple of times I've ordered things from like Walmart or whatever, like still like not great. It's not Amazon, but now it's Walmart. So what's really the difference? So finding that I can order some of this stuff through You Pack and Ship was really nice. I'm very happy about that. And it's a great price. My God, the packing tape, when I was ordering it through Amazon, you'd get like 6 rolls. It'd be like $40. It was insane. And through You Pack and Ship, I forget, it's crazy reasonable. I'm very happy about it. So we'll see what I got to order it, and then we'll see what the quality is like. But I like them as a company for all the other stuff I get, so I think it'll be good. All right, next up, I have a repeat buyer who purchased 2 items from me. First up is this cute little 60s pink shift dress. So this, I started this, I think at 15. Um, it got bid up to $26, which I was really surprised at. I had, I think I had run it once during the show. Nobody bid on it. The second time I ran, I can't remember. I guess somebody requested it. So I ran it thinking, okay, it's going to sell for the 15. And I mean, I had this in a bunch of Whatnot shows, months ago. It hasn't been in a Whatnot show in a while. So the fact that it sold for $26, fantastic. I was so excited about that. Really grateful. It's a very cute dress. Hold on, get this all folded up nice and neat. So that's number 1. And then the second item that this person purchased is this gorgeous dress. I love this thing. This is an 80s, like, I don't know, semi-formal kind of like cocktail dress. You could wear it as a guest to a wedding kind of thing. It's so pretty on. It's really gorgeous. No tags in this at all. But look at this look at this. Super intricate leaf beaded detail. It's so pretty. This sold for $20, which is what I had it listed at. I believe that when I purchased this, I paid $10 or something for it. So that's why I started it at $20. It's just because I paid too much. I paid a lot for it for me for thrifting. So I couldn't really start it at 15 and have it make sense, for the amount of work I put into stuff. So, all right. So this is their second item. Such cute pieces. I love these so much. Man, I feel like I'm going to have to put this into a larger bag also. One, I really want to put the beaded side down to like face out, but I also don't want the beads to get damaged. Hold on, let me see if I can stick this in a smaller bag. No, I feel like it's just going to look sausaged in there. I really need to place this U-Package order so I can stop sending things out in these gigantic poly mailers and being ridiculous. Okay, there. Like, look at all that wasted space. Okay, next up is another new to me buyer. They purchased 2 items. And so this is a really cute little nautical style t-shirt that I haven't had in a show for a while, but I did have in a whole bunch of shows. And again, I thought this was so adorable. I was surprised over and over again that it wasn't selling. And now it's sold today. Yay. I think I need to lint roll it a little bit. Do I have a lint roller somewhere immediately visible? I feel like I did. I don't. Oh, there it is. Sorry. All off camera. Maybe I'll edit it out. We don't know. I do edit these Friday videos now, so I mean, not usually that kind of stuff, but while I'm there, right? Let me do a little lint rolly. So I missed a video recently. I had an idea for a Monday video. Mondays I usually talk about some topic, and I had an idea, and I was like, this is a great idea. So I sit down to record it, mess it up, start over again. I started over so many times. I had, it's gonna be really embarrassing, 71 attempts at recording this video, because I still do things primarily like in one take, and I don't edit things. And my boyfriend's like, why don't you just edit it? And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I got reasons, right? So, but I feel like I'm going to have to start maybe thinking about it, because I'm not good at scripting things for myself. By the way, this thing, oh, here we go. Yes. This little nautical tee sold for 15. And the second item that this buyer purchased is this dagger collar men's like golf style shirt, right? Like, look at that collar. It's so good. I'll show you the tag too because it's fun. Look at that. So this also sold for $15. So that's great. Very cute. So yeah, so I feel like I'm going to need to start experimenting a little bit because I'm not good with scripting videos. Haul videos are super easy. It's just pulling stuff out and being excited about it and talking to you. Um, these what sold videos are also pretty easy because I don't have to really think too much. I'm just showing you what sold and telling you how much it sold for. But my Monday videos tend to usually be some sort of reseller related topic. And what happens is I start filming and I'm just talking, like I'm talking, to a friend, but I get off track. And when I'm in person talking to a friend, I can say like, oh, so blah, blah, blah. Well, no, wait. So this first, and like, and it's annoying, right? And I go off on tangents and everything, but you know, you're talking to your friend, so they have to put up with it. But when I'm doing it as a YouTube video, I can't really keep doing that. So because I don't edit, I have to just like keep starting the video over. And, hold that thought. Next up is a repeat buyer for me who purchased one item. This is another one that was in a few shows a while back. It's a cute little like smock style apron, like these come around the back to tie at the back. It's got these fun pockets. And then at the back, it just has a single button. And then, of course, the waist tie when you bring that around. And this does have a cute tag. I'll show you. Maybe. There it is. Look how cute. Neat and tidy. So, yeah, so it's not a matter of like recording a video and then just pulling out the parts that are quiet or I've lost my train of thought or whatever. Because what happens is I go off on some weird tangent, but then I don't know when I was last coherent. So it's hard for me to sort of start over without going back and watching what did I say and like how can I start off again so that I sound like I make sense. I've tried scripting things for myself in the past and I have a very hard time with that also because as I try to write everything out, I kind of get to a certain point of like, okay, I'm going to say this and then this and then this. And then I'm like, I don't know, I'll just figure it out. I don't know what the point of frustration is. I don't know why I can't just patiently write the whole thing out, but I can't. See, I should edit those out too. Coughing. Not fun. No one wants to hear that. So if it were just a matter of editing a video and going out and pulling little bits out here and there, I could do that. But, trying to stitch it together in ways where it's like, going off on tangents and pulling that shit out, it's a little more difficult. Okay, next, speaking of tangents, another new to me buyer purchased one item. This is really cute. This is a pastel plaid cotton little sort of like jumper style dress. And let's see. Oh, what am I doing? Girl. Why? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Whatnot is messing with me. All right, here we go. There we go. Jumper style dress. This sold for $10, which is what I had it listed as. I think I told you the apron sold for 10 also, right? See, I'm going off on tangents and forgetting the purpose of this video is to tell you how much my stuff sold for. So, one of the things I've been kind of avoiding is doing any kind of video about selling on, like, not selling on Whatnot because half my stuff is talking about that, but like sort of advice about selling on Whatnot. Because again, my perfectionism sort of, I hate the term perfectionism because that makes it sound like I do all these things perfectly. And obviously I don't. But it's just the concept that like I have to do XYZ in this way, including all these things. And that's the only way that I can do it. So when I talk about making videos, I feel like there's a lot you have to know before you start selling on Whatnot. So I feel like if I'm going to put out educational content, I need to put all the other educational content out first before I get to the Whatnot part. And like, I don't. I think it would be valuable even if I just kind of put out stuff about Whatnot. But Whatnot can be confusing if you're not already a seasoned reseller, you know? The next item that I sold is this really pretty dress. I love this. This is another piece that like I bought it. I thought it was really cute, but when I put it on and modeled it, it was I really was so taken by it. Um, very pretty over dyed kind of print. That's the tag. Adorable. It's like a baby tee, and then it opens up into it like an A-line maxi skirt. It's really pretty. So comfortable. I love it. I probably would have kept it. It was slightly roomy for me in the top. Otherwise, I probably would have kept it because I really like it. But this sold for, I think, 15. Mm-hmm. Yes, 15. So let's see. Anyway, so there were some people in the chat today talking about having their first Whatnot show, and I don't know if you were in the show talking about that and you watched this or not. Um, but a lot of people are nervous having their first shows. I think that one of the things that Whatnot, I don't want to say can be dangerous with, but kind of, is that I think that people who don't have experience with reselling find Whatnot to be very appealing as sort of like a jumping off point, because it seems like you can just kind of jump on and like, here's some stuff and you want to buy it, and what it's not, you don't have to like do all these complicated listings on eBay and everything, right? And I get that makes sense. But what makes it difficult for newbies is that people who haven't already been reselling before are not used to all of the different kinds of fees and thinking about your pricing in terms of fees. And they're obviously not used to the shipping, which on Whatnot, even for experienced resellers, the shipping can really throw people off sometimes. So maybe I will do a video about that. I haven't decided yet, but because there's also a lot of other components to like having a great Whatnot show, like being conversational. And what do you do if nobody's in your show? Do how long do you stay on? Do you just wait for somebody to show up and then you start talking, all that kind of stuff? The answer to that is no, by the way. You just pretend there's people there and do your show. This item is my next buyer, also a repeat buyer for me. And this really sweet little 60s era sweater. It's somewhat more of a recent acquisition for me, and this sold for $15. I almost didn't put it in the show because it's a sweater, but it's a very lightweight sweater. So, works for a spring show. And plus, it's so pretty. And plus, I needed to get all the rest of my inventory in there. I just want to hook some of these closures so that it lies pretty. Very hard to hook these when they're not on you sometimes. There. Nope. Come on. There you go. I feel like I should do one more. One more. I'm also going to have to sip some water so I don't cough in your ears again. It's annoying. Let's see. This is so pretty. I'm going to fold this the opposite way. I feel like it looks prettier with the beading on the outside, but I don't want it to be super crushed when it's shipped. So I'm going to fold all the beading inward. I don't think it needs protection against itself, but there we go. Okay. Get this. Whoop, there we go. Next, this is a new to me buyer who purchased one item. It's a pretty epic item. Where did you go? There it is. I wanted to keep these, but they did not fit me. These are shorts. They seem handmade. Obviously, they look super cute and happy, but look at this, right? Like, obviously, very cute, very cute. Little bumblebee. How cute is that? I love it so much. Anyway, I really wanted these to fit me. They did not. So they got sold. I listed them starting at 15 and they sold for 23. So that is excellent. Very excited about that. I don't want to say I'm surprised because they're awesome, but that was the other thing. Like I ran them once, nobody bid on them. Like, okay. And then somebody requested them. I ran them again and they got bid up. Okay. It's very unpredictable all the time with whatnot. But it's fun. So all right, let's see. Get that put away. Next up. All right, next up is a repeat buyer who purchased 5 items from me. And start with number one. Number one are these shorts, very adorable, great color, cute pockets, right? And let's see, I listed them for 15 and they sold for 15. So get these folded up, very cute. I like the little buckle at the waist too, it's adorable. One. All right, second item, more shorts. Also, you'll be surprised to know that I wanted to keep these. They're so cute. They were a little bit too small in the waist for me. I knew that they wouldn't feel comfortable, so I wouldn't wear them. And these sold for 16. I started them at 15, I think. I may have started them at 10, but I started a lot of stuff at 10 in today's show. But anyway, they sold for 16. So they got bid up by at least one other person. And then the third item that she purchased, I love this thing so much. This top, this is so cute. So I got this at an estate sale recently. It's adorable. It looked so cute on. The thing was that when I tried it on, I said this is a size small. Fits like a small, but it's one of those that like for me, when I raised my arms, it was like coming up too tall. And I disclosed that. I feel like it might work better on a size extra small person, but it's hard to judge that because like even if I put it on a dress form, I can't make her raise her arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, so unless I find an extra small person, but all you can do is like do the best you can do, So hopefully it works out. It's so adorable. Like it's possibly cute enough to just like, I guess I'm not raising my arms when I wear this shirt. Like it's that cute, I think. Anyway, it sold for $15. So that's great, which is what I started it at. But again, like that didn't get bid up and it was a fucking phenomenal, but also it was tiny. Next up is this skirt. So I've had this in a couple of shows. I, again, kind of thought it would sell. It's gotten requested a bunch of times. And then people ask for me to run something. They'll ask to see it. I explain it and then I run it. But a lot of times like they'll ask for it and then not buy it, which is obviously totally fine. But it happened, I guess, a few times. So then at a certain point, you're like, why is everybody like, they ask to see it, but then nobody's bidding on it. I don't know what's happening here, but it got purchased today. I'm very excited about that. And let's see, I think it sold also for 15, but we'll see. Yes, 15. Such a cute skirt. I love it. Fold it up all cute. Or at least neatly. And then the final item that this buyer purchased were these pants. So I think these are really cute. I had these in a bunch of whatnot shows a while back. They weren't gaining any traction. No one was really caring about them at all. Yeah, they're a solid color, but they're like a comfortable cotton. I like this sort of like pseudo not camouflage, cargo, pseudo cargo kind of. They're not really cargo pants, but they've got that like relaxed kind of, but no one cared. So, but today someone cared and wanted to buy them and they're very cute. I like them a lot. So let's see. They sold for 15, I'm assuming. 10. I had them listed for 10. That's what they sold for. So that's excellent. And let's see. I think we're going to need a slightly larger poly mailer again. I will say that when I was doing all of my reorganization that I had no business doing last night, I was definitely considering having just like I mean, I'm considering donating a lot of stuff, and but also I was considering like maybe I should just do like a dollar start show with all of that stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to preload everything for a dollar start show, but I also will spend so much time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Next up is another new to me buyer who purchased one item. It's this really cute little Y2K era Gap tank top, cotton, very adorable. This sold for $15, yes, which is what I started it at. And I thought this was so cute. This was a pretty recent pickup. This is the first show that it's been in. So let's see. Adorable. Adorable. I probably could use even a smaller bag than what I have for this, but I don't want to have to go get it. So it's going to get the size that I have. Oop, so cute. All right. Next up, another new to me buyer who purchased a very cute little 90s floral express romper. Love a good romper. There it is. And this sold for 15, which is what I started it at. So all these empty hangers. It's so nice. So nice. Oops. Fix these buttons. Fixing buttons. Fixing buttons. All right, there we go. Fixed. Let's get her folded up all cute. I feel like I gotta roll this one a little bit too. Rizzo was in, she was actually not too terrible, but there were a couple of points during the show where she was very bitey and being a little rambunctious, but then she went away. So I felt bad because I had her, she has this like shelf that she likes to jump up on. And I had it blocked with all of my reorganization efforts from last night. So she couldn't get up the way that she normally gets up. And while I was running the show, she tried to get up there and sort of missed the mark. So she's like hanging on by her claws and almost falling into a water bowl. And so I felt like I had to go rescue her, which she was not interested in being rescued. She was very annoyed by that. But we got her all down safe. But she was just nuts. So, all right, let's see. Get this in its little bag. What time have we got? 2:30. Good shape. My post office closes at 4. I think I have 2 things besides my whatnot stuff to ship out. So, but I think I'll be fine. I'll be able to get all of it together. All right, let's see. That's that. So next up, oh my God, there's still so many. Okay, next up is this is a repeat buyer for me who purchased 2 items. Where are, oh, there we go. Okay. Everything is out of order, it seems. Okay. First is this pair of shorts. I'm saying shorts. They're kind of like knee length. And these sold for $15. So that's what I started them at. Excellent. Shorts. Perfect. And then the second item that they purchased, so excited about this one. I had this, I think, in one other Whatnot show a while back. Like I put it in because I needed to make up my 30 new items. But then when it didn't sell, I pulled it back out for the spring show because I was so excited about it. Jumpsuit, wide leg. It's so freaking cool. I thought this was so awesome. Here's a tag. Really cute. And this, let's see. also sold for $15. This is one of the things that like I would think this would get bid up and it didn't, which is fine. I started at the price I'm okay for it selling for. But it's always a surprise, which is just like lessons for me basically in I get so caught up in like, is this good inventory? Does anybody care about this? I've had it in 6 shows and nobody bought it, so it sucks. Like I get, I've talked about this before. And then shows like today just prove me wrong. Stuff that I've had in a million shows and I run it even in a show today, nobody bids. Then somebody requests it and like multiple people bid and it goes up to a price that I was like, okay, I didn't expect that to happen. you know. And again, like not crazy prices, but to go from 15 to 26, on a thing that I thought I wasn't going to be able to get rid of, it's just good reminders for me. And if you sell and you go through the same thing, it's a good reminder, like Whatnot shows the audiences are so small for the most part. There are definitely sellers who have much bigger audiences, but when like if I have 20 people attending at one time, that's a lot of people. And sometimes it only takes 2 people to get something to skyrocket in price. But other times too, out of 20 people, how many people are going to fit in that garment and or like it enough to pay any money for it, let alone bid, you know what I mean? Like, so, and even sometimes if you have stellar, like really hard to find amazing items, like, yeah, if you have a reseller in there, this is not working. If you have a reseller in there, a reseller might bid it up because they want to resell it. But if you just have people in there who want to buy things to wear for themselves, you may not get something phenomenal bid up if it's not going to fit them. You know, you could have a gunny sack starting at $3, and if it's not somebody who wants to resell it, and then they don't fit in that gunny sacks, they're not going to bid it up. So it's always lessons to learn. All right, next is a new to me buyer who purchased 2 items. Oh, here she comes. First is this cute little pair of like 50s pink shorts. I love these. I wanted these to fit me, and they did not fit me, excuse me, ma'am, well enough to be able to keep them. But they've got their little metal side zipper. There we go. Little side zipper. And then their little 50s tag. Look how cute. I love it. So I'm going to get these folded up. I know, Riz. I'm sorry, ma'am. I made a noise. She didn't like it. That. Hi. Hi. Oh, she's headbutting. She did this during the show, too. She came up and started headbutting me and then started biting me. So the second item that this buyer purchased is this super adorable romper. I love this. Also wanted to keep it because I want to keep everything. So freaking cute. Buttons down the side, which like, yes, is annoying to get in and out of, but also it's so cute. And then cute pockets. I love the stripes. And look at this tag. Like the tag. So adorable. Anyway, sold for 15 bucks. I should button up a couple of these buttons too to make it so cute. This was just like a little too snug on me, but it was really adorable. Such a fun little piece. All right, Rizzo, you're right in the middle of everything again, as always. I know you guys are sick of staring at my scalp. I have to do my hair probably tomorrow. So it's not going to be like a bleach job. My roots aren't bad. I mean, they're a little bit, but it's not bad. But I will, I don't like it. This purple color is too like bluish purple. I want it to be a little bit more pink purple. And ideally like more pastel pinky purple. But like I would love it to be, I think, more like this color, maybe a little bit paler, but we'll see. So I know you care. You're very, very interested in all of that. Okay. I can't remember what I just told you, those 2 things. The romper sold for 15. I think I told you the pink shorts. I don't know if I told you what they sold for, but they sold for 10. Um, oh, they did have a light spot on them, which I did point out during the show. But yeah, so they sold for 10. So let's see. Next up, hi, baby girl, is a repeat buyer for me who purchased 2 items. First is this Hold on. Pastel stripe polo shirt. And it's got this cute little collar. Look how adorable that is. I love it. I sold this for 10, and that include that's what I started it at. So that works. Hi Riz, you are right in the middle of everything, aren't you? Yes, you are. I know. You're very sweet. One. I know I said I was going to wear the banana clip today, but I didn't. So, hi Rizzo. One. Oh, Rizzo. All right. Shirt. And then the second item that they purchased was this patchwork style, like little baby doll top. It's so cute. That little tag there. Adorable, adorable. Love it. And this sold for, I think, 15, but let's see. 17. It got bid up from 15 to 17. So that's good. I'll take it. Grateful for all of it. So, Rizzo. Oh, okay. You're going to stretch right in the middle of my table? Okay, that's fine. Trying to stay on camera and everything, Rizzo. You're not helping my team here. 1, 2. Got to be close to the end because I've only got a handful of items left. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I've dropped that bag again. I'm gonna have to stay on the floor for the moment. There we go. All right, next is a repeat buyer, a return buyer who purchased 2 items from me. So first is this shirt. This is so cute and silly and fun. It says Jamaica, and this is all like pink. The pink is puff paint, and then the rest is just like sort of a painted design. And it's just really cute. I thought that I had put this in a show in the past. I could not find it in my existing inventory for my shows. I have this happen sometimes. Usually I end up finding the thing, but like I looked up toucan because I think that's what these birds are. And then I looked up parrot, I looked up Jamaica, I looked up t-shirt, I looked up yellow tea, so many things. And I could not find it. So I finally just rebuilt the listing. But this sold today. Hold on, I'll look up 1 second what it sold for. 10. So that's what I started the listing at. That's what it sold for. And then the second item that the buyer purchased, I think this was another surprise one for me. So this puff sleeve track jacket, which I've had, I think, in 2 shows so far. This was the third. I love this. I think it's so adorable. I had it started at 15 as usual, and it sold for 27. Like, and great. Yay. I love it. I think it's adorable. Um, I'm so happy that somebody loved it. But, you know, it's just so random sometimes. So very happy about that. And this is a new old stock little track jacket. It's so cute. And that was a really fun little auction. And I actually noticed while it was going, like that it was getting bid up. So that's always fun. So those 2 together, we're going to put it in a bigger poly. All right, here we go. Yay. And next is a repeat buyer who purchased 2 items. First is this pair of pink splatter shorts. They're just fun. Acapulco. They're just like goofy 80s souvenir style shorts. And feel like they sold for 10? Yes, $10. So that was cute. And the second item that this buyer purchased is the thing that I kind of thought would like blow up. So it was this towel dress. Now I got this at an estate sale ages ago, and I've been holding on to it for a long time because it had some stains that needed to be soaked out of it, and then it also had some repairs that needed to be done as far as like a seam had come undone and whatever. So, Rizbiz, I got to move you for a minute, Miss Ma'am. I'm so sorry. There you go. So I had soaked it and then held on to it forever before trying to like do the repairs and everything. There's still some like discoloration a little bit. It's light and subtle, but it's there. So, and it's got like some sort of pulls to the terry a little bit. They're small, but the last time I had listed a towel dress, they were going for like 200, $250. They were going for insane money. So I didn't want to put this in a whatnot show at that time. Ultimately, this time around, I stuck it in the show because of like the little damagey stuff that it had going on. And I kind of thought like maybe it'll blow up. It'll be a good piece to attract people in with, although I didn't list it until like yesterday. So I had the show scheduled for weeks, didn't put the towel dress in until the last minute. I started it at $25. It did get bid up to $50. So for my shows, especially, that's great. For a towel dress, a little bit lower. I had comped it again before putting it into the show, and now the prices on them have come down a little bit. You could find some for like $100 or so. The last time I'd sold one, you really couldn't find any for under 200. It was crazy. Anyway, the last item that I sold was this yellow terry cloth, like cabana style shirt. This had been in a bunch of shows in the past. I haven't had it in a show for a while, but I finally stuck it back in here for the springtime show, and it sold. And it sold for 15, which is what I started it at, but it sold immediately. Sorry, my throat's so dry. And I'm very excited about that. So much fun. And I'm very excited, obviously, to have all these pieces going out of the house. I'm excited to get the sales. Like I said, my other platforms picked up a little bit, but they're certainly not like chugging along full speed, if you know what I'm saying. And we'll talk about that in a second. So it's nice to have the whatnot show to be able to kind of meet some financial needs that the rest of my reselling platforms are falling short of. So always a good time. That's it for whatnot. And let me stick this in a bag before I try and like end things here. What am I doing? Smoosh, 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 smoosh. This should fit in this bag. I just didn't fold it properly, and now it's being cantankerous. Again, not my best work, but not my worst. So that's that. And let's go see what I sold everywhere else. All right, let's see what sold everywhere else. It's better than last week, that's for sure. It still isn't where I would like it to be, but it's definitely improving a little bit. So first up, we have eBay, where I sold this skirt. So it is a Y2K era denim maxi skirt, as you can see, and it's made by Mud. I had it listed for $59. I sent out offers. I think on eBay I started doing 25% off offers. Usually I kind of stick around 20%, but because I charge shipping on eBay, I started doing 25 as a little bit more of a standard percentage off. So this sold for $44.25. Buyer paid shipping, so I made $44.25 on that one. Next up are these panties. Looks a little bit more promising than it was. So I got these pretty recently at an estate sale, and I did some research. I think I had found a pair of Vanity Fair panties of the same era that sold for, I think they sold for $225. I think that they were listed for also around $250. I think that the ones that I have were more visually appealing. The Vanity Fair ones were really cute, but they basically just had like, you see how these have like all this lace business going on here on the sides. The Vanity Fair ones just had like a strip of sort of a sheer lace kind of thing right above the leg. It was cute, but but it's Vanity Fair. these are Blue Swan. I don't know if that was part of what the price difference factor was. But anyway, I went really high on listing these, 249 bucks. When I first listed these, I was actually having a lot of problems because they weren't showing up in search results for me, which I didn't even realize right away. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, I want to follow them and see how much attention they get." And she couldn't find them. And so then I was looking at it and like I get not getting offers or whatever immediately, but I wasn't even getting like a view, you know? So I reached out to eBay, and it turns out that I originally had the word pinup, like pinup girl, in the title. And apparently that was restricting it to like adult content only type of thing, which like I get, but I don't. Like, yes, pinup girl art can be very risque, but also it can be like a rockabilly style of dress for people. Like it's a very common term to use when describing like 50s style clothing for a certain aesthetic of people. So it's just weird. And in fact, it's a category on Etsy. Like Etsy will have drop down style categories, and it's rockabilly and pinup is what they call the style. So it's just weird. So I ended up making a brand new listing, took the pinup references out, and then it ultimately got a little bit of traction. So had it listed for $249. I got an offer from somebody for $160. So I ended up taking it because at this point the panties they hadn't been up super long. I mean, you know me, I'll wait years. But they had been up for a week and a half or so and really weren't getting anywhere near the attention I thought they would get. So 160 seemed great. I accepted it. So $160 on those panties. Yay for me. Then I had this little glass. This thing is ridiculous. So this came from the Hoarder House of Glassware. And I've had this like washed and prepped for a gajillion years, like literally months. I've had this washed and like sitting aside. I tried to comp it a couple of times, but I couldn't find this exact glass. This is made by Hazel Atlas. And Hazel Atlas did a whole bunch of different types of barware and glassware and stuff with this gazelle on it, but not this specific one. Like they did a lot of gazelle glassware. And I guess in my brain, because I couldn't find this exact thing, I was like, well, so does that mean like it's super rare and I should try to sell it for $1 million? Or is it like no big fucking deal and whatever, you know? It was handicapping me a bit. So I ultimately like finally just decided to like, let's just get it up. It's tiny. It's a juice glass. It's very small. And so I ultimately decided on $15, which again, on some platforms like on Etsy would include shipping, but on eBay, just 15 plus shipping. I got an offer or sent one out, I don't remember, for $11. I accepted it, but it was crazy because the offer, I think somebody sent me an offer and they sent it through like within an hour of me having listed this thing. And I accepted it because, had I listed it on Etsy, I would have just sold it at 15, including the shipping. So this seemed like a better deal for me. So it was just silly because I had it sitting here literally for months and then I sold it within like an hour of listing it. It was so ridiculous. And I don't think that anybody was like, maybe it is super rare. I don't know, but I don't think so. So, um, let's see. If it is, somebody got a fantastic deal, and there we go. So next up, I have this Ed Hardy t-shirt. I think I thrifted this a while back, and I kept it for myself, but it's an extra small, and it's even when I was like a little bit thinner, it was still always like tighter than I wanted it to be. Like it was not flattering on me at all. So at this point, like I forget, I've had it listed for a while. I had listed it on Depop at some point before I was cross posting, had it up forever. I don't remember what the trajectory of this has been, but I do know that I recently delisted it and then relisted it again and cross posted it everywhere through Vendu. So I think it's only newly been up on eBay, a month or so, like not super long. I listed it at 39 and I sent out offers one day. Somebody accepted the offer, so it sold for $29.25. So I'll take it. It works. I think that the Ed Hardy trend is like back down again, and it's not as big of a deal as it was for a while. So next up, though, speaking of big deal trends, are these Victoria's Secret panties. So these are from a larger haul that I got month or two ago, I guess, of Y2K panties. And this just sold on Etsy out of the blue one day. I had it listed for $49, including shipping. It sold for $49, including shipping. Shipping was $4.14. So my total profit before fees was $44.86. I've actually already gotten a very lovely review on these as well, so that was nice. Next up, eBay and some nylons. So once again, this is the price you're seeing is the price that I had it listed for. This is 3 pair of nylons because typically in these boxes, the nylons come like 3 pair to a box usually. So this was a new box that had 3 pair, brand new. They had, as you can see in this photo, these are called a Cuban heel. And they also had a seam up the back. So those are all really desirable. And these are in a size 11 and a 11 long, which is a larger size. So I had them listed for $149 for the 3 pairs. They ended up selling for $119.20. I don't remember if I sent the offer or the buyer did. Doesn't really matter. Sold for $119.20, and buyer paid the shipping. So that was great. I was very happy about that. They were a fairly new listing, I believe. So were they? Yeah, I believe these were a newer listing. I had a couple of pairs that had been sitting up on eBay for a while and had not gotten any attention. And I actually have some that I've listed on auction that are ending tomorrow. So that'll be in next week's video. And selling these for the price that I did, I rethought the price on the other ones that I've had listed for a long time. And so some of these will show up in a minute too, you'll see. But my next sale, moving on from the nylons, was this shirt. So this is a really fun, just like dagger collar disco shirt. And I had gotten these a while back from my little local thrift guy. I got like some guy sold, donated his whole collection of like shirts that he used to go out dancing in. And a lot of them had his initials embroidered on the collar. This one does too. You just can't see it as well. Hold on one second. Is it in this photo? No. So here, let's see if we can enlarge this a little bit. There we go. You can kind of see it there, the J and the C, which is also amusing to me that his initials are JC. But, so even with the initials embroidered on this, and I think this was the last of those shirts that I sold, this sold for $59, including the shipping. Shipping was $6.09 on this, so I made $52.93 after shipping, but again, before Etsy fees. My cost of goods on this was like $7, so, but I'm still, around $40 after all the fees and stuff, so not bad. I'll take it. Next up is eBay, where I sold this Pyrex mixing bowl. So this mixing bowl, this is a Pyrex opal. It's unmarked, meaning it does not have a stamp on the bottom, which is like, if you're not familiar with Pyrex opal ware, a quote unquote true opal is when they don't have any marking on the bottom of the bowl. Regular Pyrex bowls will be marked on the bottom and have the stamp of Pyrex on it. This, as you can see, there's nothing on the bottom of the bowl. The reason they call them true opals is because, also, if you're familiar with Pyrex, if you put it in your dishwasher, vintage Pyrex, over time, the color and the finish on the bowl will sort of be like sandblasted away. They call it dishwasher damage. And sometimes that can be, you can get to a point where it literally washes the entire finish off of the bowl, and it will look like this one here, but it will have a stamp on the bottom. And so those are like not a true opal because they weren't manufactured that way. So these opal bowls, for a while, they were like super, valuable. I no longer have a good judgment on what's so-called super valuable for Pyrex because my perception of value has changed a lot over the years. So it may have been that the value of the bowls hasn't really changed, but me having to deal with shipping out a bowl and bubble wrapping it and everything for, $59, I might be like, ugh. But anyway, I listed this as $59, including shipping on most of the sites. But again, eBay, I don't include shipping. So somebody sent me an offer on this, and they sent me an offer of $24, which was too low for me. I countered back at 35, which I thought was a pretty good discount. But then she came back at like 27 or something. And I was just like, you're not like, that's, you're not really moving, So then I just declined it. And then they ended up sending me another offer the following day for 30. And at that point, I responded with my 35 again. And I said, I appreciate the offer, but this is the lowest I'm willing to go at this time. And And I came to $35 because I like calculated, okay, if I sold this on Etsy and I had to ship it to California, like what would I be getting out of this? And so whatever. That's how I kind of came up with like what would I be willing to do for a discount on this. So she ended up purchasing it and then sent me like a nice note and said like, can you please make sure to package this well, which used to annoy me until I started seeing all the Facebook posts of people getting damaged things in the mail because people don't know how to wrap things. So I just responded like, don't worry, I will bubble wrap the bejesus out of this and it'll be fine. And she said, oh, thank you. It's like a gift for my son and blah, blah, blah. So it was a really nice exchange. So that was nice. But anyway, $59. I sold it for 35 plus shipping. So 35 bucks on that. Let's see. Next up on eBay was this nightgown. I had gotten this, I forget where. I picked it up and had it on Whatnot for a little while. I'm not, I love anything chiffon, like 60, 50, 60, 70 chiffon stuff is great. But then this one, when I actually put it on to model it, it was really small and I just like, it wasn't the flowy kind of chiffon that I typically really go for. So I just, I listed it for 29. I didn't think I'd be getting a whole lot for this one. It's not anything particularly spectacular. So $29 on eBay, so plus shipping. Somebody sent me an offer for $20 and I just took it. I was like, yeah, sounds good. So I made $20 on that. Next up is also eBay. So this is a pair of shorts. There we go. I should probably use that photo. And these are Izod, so like 1980s Izod shorts. And I had these listed, I forget where, probably Depop for ages, and had pulled them down and did the whole like cross post it everywhere kind of thing through Vendu. And they sold full price on eBay. So that was nice. $39 plus shipping. So I got 39 bucks. But that delist relist feature really is dreamy, especially with the cross posting on Vendu. Sorry, I keep looking out the window. I'm getting distracted. Things are blowing around in the wind. Anyway, we are at the last item that I sold um, during this week. So more nylons, as you can see. So these are one of the ones that I had listed for a long time on eBay. I had not ever cross posted them. And I had these listed way higher. I don't remember what I listed them at, but after selling the other nylons, wherever they went, I don't know where they went. Here, these guys that were 3 pair that I sold for $119. These are a larger size, which more reliably go for more money. These are a size 8.5. So these essentially fit a woman's size 5 shoe, like foot that wears size 5 shoe. And that's tiny. That's a really tiny foot. Okay. So that combined with the fact that these are a weird, like silver color, I think that the fact that they're sparkly metallic silver is a bonus. But I think nylon enthusiasts do not see it that way. I feel like a lot of the more novelty nylons, if it's got any kind of like texture, I've got a bunch that have like a diamond texture and stuff, like a lot of that stuff doesn't do as well as just the straight up nylons. So I repriced these. I brought them way, way down and I just put them up at $39. It was for 3 pair of nylons. And I did get an offer on these. Somebody sent me an offer for $32 plus shipping, of course. So I accepted it and I am happy to see them go. So that's nice. And like I said, I've got some other nylons that are going to be ending this weekend. So that'll be exciting. I had put some up for auction and one of those auctions is looking very good at the moment. The other one, it has a bid, so there's that. But they're all the smaller size ones. So I should focus on getting some more nylons listed soon. But in the meantime, I've got some panties from my last haul that I have to work on. Plus, like regular clothing. It's not always panties and nylons, unfortunately. But I have a lot of work to do there. So anyway, that was my little week of sales. Hopefully, let me see, where am I at right now? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to see like my Whatnot show yesterday was fantastic, as you know, you just watched it. And uh let me see. I did make a sale today so far on Poshmark, which is like the first one in a really long time, but we'll talk about that next week. But I feel like that bodes well. Great Whatnot show yesterday. I've got some great nylons ending tomorrow. I made a Poshmark sale, so fingers crossed things are looking up. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching this. As always, I love connecting with you guys, and I love when you leave me comments and things like that. I appreciate it so much. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you again soon.